Fall is just around the corner, and that means craft beer lovers are eagerly awaiting the arrival of the new seasonal offerings.
Beer blogger Sean Norquist is back with a preview of what is on tap.
You're killing Rachel Natalie. It's a slow death over here.
Favorite beer of all time is on this list. I mean, in my opinion, pumpkin beer, you can add so much more flavor, and it's one of the best seasonal beers out there. Do you agree?
I personally really like pumpkin beers a lot. There are people that don't like pumpkin anything. So, you know, it's one of those, if it's a thing that you like, this is your favorite time of year. And so I've got actually several different sort of variations on pumpkin beers, because just adding pumpkin to a beer isn't what it's all about. They're used in the brewing process, but that's only one part of what happens during this season with beer. Traditionally, this is the time of year in Bavaria, in the Bavarian history. This is when the Oktoberfest is released.
Yeah.
So the history of Oktoberfest goes back to the early 1800s. They actually brew the beer in March, and the type of beer is actually, it's called a Marzen, which is German for March. So they brew it in March, and they ferment it slowly in caves until about this time of year, and then they have a big party. Everybody has heard of Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
So then they come out and they drink the Oktoberfest, they have big parties, and everybody has a great time.
Well, when I was in Southwest Florida, they actually had Oktoberfest in March as well in the beginning of the year. That makes sense
Why not?
now.
Why not? So here, I'm going to let you start with this. So this is the Oktoberfest from Cigar City.
Just don't look, Natalie.
This is the first year that they're canning it. So this is available in stores, and this is a traditional Oktoberfest German-style Marzen.
Okay.
So it's much more malt forward, moderate alcohol of about a little bit over 5%. Just a nice drinking beer.
Well, and I don't know if you didn't tell me this had pumpkin in it. I mean, I don't know if
this one doesn't.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't taste any pumpkin in this.
No, Oktoberfest have no pumpkin in. This is a lager. It's a particular style of lager called a Marzen, and a lot of breweries make them. We have the Barley Mows.
Just this time of year,
this time of year they come out, and actually Tampa Bay Brewing Company also has a Oktoberfest that they put out this time of year.
Okay, well, that's pretty good.
You know, and I'm curious, one of the things I love pointing out during these segments, just because a lot of people say, oh, I'm a lager fan, I like that light, don't be scared away by the color. And that's what so many people judge, and they say stout or anything.
This is a lager that's much darker than actually some pale ales, which are not lagers. So the color means nothing when it comes. In fact, there are black lagers. So the color means nothing as far as strength, as far as style of beer. There are particular beers that lend themselves, like stouts and porters tend to be much darker, but not necessarily that much heavier as far as alcohol or anything like that. So now we'll move into the pumpkin beers.
Okay.
So this is Drop Dead Gorgeous. Okay. Gorgeous from St. Pete Brewing.
Is it weird to smell beer?
No, you absolutely should smell beer. You want to get your nose up in it. You really want to get the aromas of it. You want to be able to smell.
I taste the pumpkin a little bit.
Yeah, and so you're gonna taste the pumpkin. Now, some pumpkin beers, they're more like just like the fresh pumpkin kind of flavor. Then the other end of the spectrum, you have ones that taste like a slice of pumpkin pie. You have all the spices.
Did you bring one of those?
Well, we'll get through them, and I'm not going to tell you what you're tasting. I'm going to let you decide what. So this is
this yours right here, Natalie?
Can I just make a plea to the Tampa Bay Brewing Company out there that I can't drink because I'm expecting this fall, but if we could just get a tap of this at my house next year, I would really appreciate it.
Maybe in March, like I said, early Oktoberfest.
They only make it in the fall, though.
That's what I'm saying. We can propose though for the springtime.
Yes. So this is Gourd's Gone Wild from Tampa Bay Brewing Company.
Right.
This is my favorite. My favorite.
It actually it was just bottled this week. Is going to be available at the Tampa Bay Brewing locations, either in Ybor or in West Chase. Get yourself a bottle. It's delicious. It's a really great.
This is like fall in a glass. I will say that.
It's my favorite. It is my favorite fall beer.
And then we go to the fun end. Now this is a little different variation on a pumpkin beer. This is Lord of the Gourd. This is a pumpkin porter.
Okay.
And this is from Barley Mow.
Don't be scared of the color.
Don't be scared of the color. It's but this is going to be a much roastier, a little bigger body. It's a little more alcohol too. It's about 7.5%. But this is going to have a lot of those fall flavors, and it's also really good with roasted meats and things like that. And don't think that you have to just have these by themselves. They're really great with food, especially a lot of the fall harvest kind of type foods, because the spices and the pumpkins all really lend themselves to that kind of pairing.
This was definitely the most pumpkin flavor in it, and again, the most fall in a glass. It's very good. I can see where.
And I was going to say, and we're actually running out of time, but the one thing I want to ask, I always notice like nutmeg and spices in it. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of times they're made with a lot of those same spices that pumpkin pies are. And if you like pumpkin beers, actually Tampa Bay Brewing Company is doing a Gourd Fest on, I believe it's September 17th. So not, it's just in a couple weeks. So it's a big family affair, lots of games, parties, things like that.
See, families.
Okay, well, Sean, we're going to give you some homework though before we wrap this segment. Find me some good non-alcoholic beer. See what you can do.
I will absolutely come up with that for you.
Put them to the test. Put them to test for us preggies out there, okay? Well, thank you again. We really do
Absolutely.
appreciate your time.